Hello everyone, welcome to Triple T Thursday. That stands for Tips, Tricks, Talktorials. Today is going to be a discussion with y'all. I have so much to catch up with y'all about. Okay, so starting with, hi, how are you? What's new with you? And the ever important question, which is, of course, what's in your cup? Today we are rocking the Tazo Awake English Breakfast Tea, and that is what's in my cup today. If you want to share with me what is in your cup, I would love to hear it. Now, a few things that I want to chat with y'all about. One of the things that happened to me over the weekend is my dance team. So if we back up a little bit, when I was in New York and Dallas and Pittsburgh, all of that stuff, traveling about, one of the things that I was absent for was our specific dance company was holding a dance convention in Seattle. And we had instructors from Idaho come up. This was Elise and Troy from Dirt Road Dancing. And they had their own conference, which was just this past weekend. So they did a little bit of an exchange, like, hey, you come to our conference and teach, we'll come to your conference and teach, right? But a second thing that happened was they were like, if you bring your team, we will, put you guys up in a Airbnb type of situation, and you guys can come to the classes if you want to, and you guys can perform. And so we were like, sweet. So this is one of the first and only times that our entire team was there all together as a whole unit. So that was really, really cool. Water and candy, that's a good combo. I like it. So all of us either got in our cars or got on a plane, and we went down to Boise into a great house, and all of us women there. And we discovered basically on the way there that there is a line dancing competition, because their conferences consist of usually a competition portion. So they have like 6 or 7 different type categories. They had like Jack and Jill, swing, West Coast, like things I've never even heard. Like I don't even know the categories specifically, but they have a whole bunch of categories of dance. Then there was line dance as well. So a group of us decided, hey, wouldn't it be fun if we were all doing the line dance competition? We should have known. We played it kind of fast and loose with the word fun, but we were like, yeah, we should do it. So we had basically 48 hours to learn what would be the required dance for us to know if we wanted to enter this line dance competition. And so it was funny because like we got together, on the plane on Thursday, and we're like, oh man, I didn't get a chance to look. And I was like, I at least pulled up a tutorial. And so, we were flying very late, like we caught almost, like 9 or 10 p.m. flight, got down there at midnight. We were going to go down there on Friday. The line dance competition was Friday after our performance, basically. And so we're like, well, we have today to learn the dance. So we have no idea what we're getting into, and none of us know the dance. And unbeknownst to us as well, like, I guess if you knew anything about this space, I guess they will post the dance, like what it will be, like a month beforehand, so you have plenty of time to prepare. Not us. We were like, what could go wrong? And we also had this kind of like thing, like, well, let's just focus on like the first 2 levels, because we would have to get into the finals for us to have to learn the third dance. Like, what are the chances? So we focused on mainly the first dance. When we found out, it was like round 1, dance 1, round 2, dance 2, round 3, dance 3, right? We're like, okay, cool. So we're starting to do this. And then we go out there, and I was just like, there was 22 people that had decided to enter the contest, and we were just like, oh my gosh, like we thought this was gonna be a little fun thing to do. Won't it be like, haha, like a bonding experience? And it was. But so we go out there and we do our thing, and then but which, by the way, it came directly after us performing our highlighted dance for the night, kind of kicking off opening ceremonies. And then they start with the line dancing competition, and they move into every other category that has couples. So after we were done performing, I'm back there like taking off our performance sparkles and putting on my other shirt, and I'm inside of this, like, it was like a fishnet thing, shirt that has like crystal on it, and I could not get into the shirt. It took two other people to help me get into this shirt. Okay. I was back there like help me, I'm stuck in this shirt, I can't get into this shirt. And so we go out there, we do our thing, and then they end up doing it where the first couple of if you're into dancing, most of them end up going in a circle. Sometimes it's either just a front and back, or sometimes it's all four directions, and each direction that you're facing while you're starting a dance is called a wall. So it could be a 4-wall dance, it could be a 2-wall dance where it's just you end up doing the same thing back and forth, back and forth. So this was a a 4-wall dance in this instance. Not that you need to know that, but I'm just giving you reference point here. So we go out there, and the way that the rules are is you have to do 2 walls, so 2 times through the dance, and most line dances or dances are going to be 4 to 5, 8 counts or so. And then after usually that is concluded, the end of that wall is like you turning a quarter or a half, so that you have to do it in a new direction. Most of the time it's always going to be kind of like changing around like that. And so you have to do 2 walls that are considered vanilla, where you have no variations. They just want to see, do you have the footwork down? Can you figure out where you're supposed to be, right? And then after those 2 walls, then it's kind of like no rules, just kind of like go for it. And when you do go for it, as long as you kind of stay on beat and whatever, you can kind of have free license to make up your own and kind of just explore and experiment. So I thought that was interesting, because we're focused on just trying to get through the walls correctly. And we just wanted to survive that 90 seconds. So it's 90 seconds of this music. Now, if you're interested in what those dances are by chance, on my other channel, my Shelly Nathan channel, I did post the videos from that. So there is proof out there that I did this. So this happens, and then the next round, because it was a little scary, because overnight you have no idea if you make it to the second round. Okay, so you don't know until like you're competing and getting ready. And so we found out, I think they said that results were supposed to be posted at like 2:30, but it was 4:30 before they actually had posted results. And so we weren't practicing because we didn't know / think that we had gotten into the next round. So it comes around, I think it's like 2:30 now. Is this right? I'm trying to remember the order. That's false. That is false. Sorry. Let's back up a step. The second round of competition was at lunch the next day. So they did post the results of the, and it was later that night at like midnight. Okay. I'm mixing up my days. So it was midnight. We found out that 3 out of the 4 girls were going to be going into the next round. So we're like, oh, learning the dance at midnight. So we had like a half an hour, and then we went to bed, and then we got up, and then, a tiny bit in the morning, and then, but we had morning classes as well. And then we performed at lunchtime. Okay. Now at lunchtime, that's when they were supposed to have posted by 2:30 the results. They did not post until 4:30. And then it turned out that myself and one of the other girls was listed as an alternate, but so I had made the final, she was an alternate. So we kind of weren't practicing during that time between 2:30 and 4:30, because again, we didn't know. Okay. And again, this is against people who've been doing this, we would find out later, for like months, let alone the group in the first dance. There was this group that we met. Hello to the artist. Hey, Tish. Hello, Adam. Hello, everyone. There was a group of dancers there that I guess not only knew the dance, because I guess the head of their company was the choreographer for that dance, but they had also been in a music video for the person whose song it was. So they were very familiar with the song, come to find out. And so, but we're doing this second round. The results are posted at 2:30, or 4:30. And then we danced it that night again after our performance team went. I have to give it up to my housemates and everything because one, they stayed up, some of them even when they weren't competing, just to help us get the choreography down, right? Helping each other out. And then two, when I did compete, because it was before all of the other couples dances, they weren't doing results until like midnight. And we had danced at like 8 p.m. So, and I was like, y'all, it's fine. You can go back to the house. You don't have to stick around. And like a good chunk of them stayed around. And then I felt awful because I was like, oh my gosh, but it was also fun to watch all these couples do dancing. And if you're interested in that, I posted a whole bunch on my TikTok. I'm like, I don't know who they are. I don't know, but I'm cheering for them because they're directly in front of me. So I'm going to film some of it. And they're just amazing. I don't know how they judge that. How do you judge when they're doing tricks and spins and all that stuff? I was just like, it all looks good to me. I don't know, because I don't partner dance. I don't do any of that. And so we stuck around until midnight. They start to do the awards. Turns out that they only announced the top 3 spots. So first, second, and third. And there were 7 finalists. And I did not place in the top 3. So I felt like this big letdown that I had all my teammates basically stick around till midnight for them to like never call my name and to be like, nope, you got nothing, So I was just like, man. But shout out to all of them for sticking around and helping me and prep and everything. But it got me thinking because a couple of things. One, in the moment, I swear to goodness, we're all, like some of the dancers who are kind of like finalists are sitting in the back room and they're like, oh my God, I feel like I might puke. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like I might poop. And I'm like, I don't have to. I just feel like I might. It's just like a nervous tummy. And I was just like nervous poop energy. It's strong right now. And I'm like, but I don't have to go. Let me be very clear about that. I just feel like that because I'm so nervous. And I would think one, if you were fully prepped with months of experience, maybe you don't feel like that and it's just some of the nerves of like performing. But the fact is we went out there and did it anyways. And so I wanted to chat about this, not about the nervous poop energy, but about the fact that when we do things in life that are scary, that we reach outside of our comfort zones, miraculous and weird and wondrous things can sometimes come of this. Case in point, doing this line dance competition when I've never done a line dance competition before, putting in some work, putting your neck out there all of a sudden, and then being like, oh, you're in the final 7, right? That's pretty cool, I think. And it's kind of one of those core memories, and it unlocked something. And I was like, this was kind of fun. Or like reaching out to one of the, judges, like, you did amazing. And I was like, oh, you can see how like I was scared shitless. And they're like, no, you did great. And, or also them being like, I have no idea, like, how do you judge? What are you looking for? And she's like, oh my gosh, yeah, here's some tips and tricks. And like just saying that or getting out of my comfort zone of being like, normally where I know a lot of things and I want to share a lot of things. I was coming from this place of, I have no idea what's happening. Please help me because I am like so confused and so lost and I have just no idea what I'm doing. Whether that's a metaphor for life or whatever else, I will let you be the judge. But there have been times in my life where we do it scared, right? So, when TubeBuddy had first approached me years ago about going on to a live stream with all of these women, I was scared and I said yes. And that led to them putting me in a rotation of their YouTube people that was, every 8 weeks getting on their YouTube channel and making videos, right? You do it scared and you still do it. Or, the first time that you feel when you're live streaming and you do it scared, but you still do it. And now, which is funny because a lot of people are like, oh, I'm too scared or too nervous to go live. And it's kind of one of those, oh, I do it so much now, I can go out there and shoot the breeze for a good 15, 20 minutes before I even have a topic in mind. And that's not something that would have happened if we weren't doing the, weekly live streams or whatnot. And it's happened a few times in my life where you say something to someone because you want something to be better, or you want something to change, or you just want to have your opinion heard, and it can lead to stuff too. Like when I yelled, if you will, at Phil, formerly at TubeBuddy, and then eventually I ended up working there, right? Or when I like said something to someone else. Usually my mouth is the thing that gets me in trouble, but sometimes it also helps me be more successful. and it made me think about what are the things that happen when you do stuff and you're scared. Just like quitting my job when I was working at, a tech company and not knowing if you have enough runway to sustain yourself or go out and do a business, or doing things like hiring your first hire when you're overwhelmed with business and knowing that you need to do it, or approaching someone and saying like, hey, I think that, maybe my business could help you with what you do. And those are scary conversations to have, and they're not ones that come easily. And the fact that I don't like doing it, I feel uncomfortable doing it, but sometimes occasionally I will do it, it ends up being that those people want to pay you to do stuff for them, or you end up being invited on trips, or you end up being asked to be an MC for Vid Summit, where you get to rub elbows and like be helpful for people who are going on stage and talking. And like, it's crazy what can happen when we step outside of our comfort zones and we either talk to people, but try new things. So I'm going to come over here to the comments, questions, concerns section real quick. When am I going to Scotland? It will be July of next year. So if you think about it, we're 7-month countdown? I don't know, something like that. 9 months. So and there are other things in my life too. Like recently, a new thing has come up where I'm like, yeah, I'm going to try it. See what happens, or, saying something to someone leads me to kind of a new part-time job that I just started. Like, it is crazy what happens when we try things that we might deem scary or that we're not ready, feeling like we're not ready for. And we try it and we do it scared, right? When you do it scared. So the Artist Haven, Tish, hey, says, when it's scary, you're learning and getting out of your normal zone, except for skydiving. That's just crazy jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. She's got a point. She's got a point. And sometimes we got to jump and build our, or hope there's a parachute or build our wings on the way down, right? And I feel like that sometimes where I feel like a lot of kids are in this thing where it's like, I got to have it all figured out. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm 19 and I don't know what I'm going to major in college, or I'm 22 and I haven't found the right person yet, or I'm 25 and I haven't found the perfect job yet. I mean, there's so many things in life where we think it is scary to try something new or to deviate from what we think is the normal, or to stop doing things that we are safe doing and feeling. And I think I am a clear testament to, I want to go out there, I want to try the things and experience the things and talk about the things and share the things with you all. But the fact that I got out of my comfort zone, I entered a line dance competition, even though I didn't feel like I was ready, it made me excited to be like, what if I did another one and I was ready? What if I prepped and I knew, and, I know now what to expect, or I could help someone with their first dance jitters. I think that's pretty cool. And I think it's a good lesson that I wanted to share with everybody. So I would love to know, what is something that you've done in your life that you did, even though you were scared and you weren't sure it was either the right decision or that it was going to work out, or just in general, because I would love to have this little wall of successful stories of stuff that we did, even though we were scared, that we did it anyway. And it ended up being a really good thing. You know what I mean? So, I think that would be fun to chat about and to encourage each other more to do stuff like that, get each other out of the comfort zone. Because like you said, we're not growing, we're not changing, right? And something like, I know someone had said it before, like, but the moth turning into a butterfly, you have to, one, be able to let go of your old self to learn and grow and stretch. And it's no like cakewalk inside of there, right? They're struggling. They could possibly asphyxiate and die. They have to, in order for survival to flourish and become the thing, that we're all usually out there celebrating with these beautiful colors and wings and all that stuff. But they got to go through some stuff and heartache and tough times first to get out of the dang shell, you know what I mean? Or the chrysalis, if you will. So they have to get out of that by like literally bucking against the thing that's holding them captive. Does that make Hopefully that makes sense. I thought it was a nice metaphor. I wanted to share it with y'all. You may not agree, but I'm becoming a little bit more reflective sometimes about, as much as I don't want to do things sometimes and I'm scared, I still want to try and experience new things. And the introvert in me hates it. Like, I don't want to go up to someone at a party and say hi. Um, I don't want to go out of my way to sometimes be put in uncomfortable situations where I feel like I'm not the expert at something, or I don't have the answer, because I don't like that feeling. But it is amazing when you kind of surrender a little bit to that feeling of it's okay not to know the answer, or it's okay to try new things, or it's okay to struggle bus it for a little while until you find out how to do it or how to do it better. And I just want to share that with y'all. You know what I mean? Pixelpia, you're never late. You're exactly precisely on time when you are meant to show up. You're in Florida. How are you doing with weather / safety / everything? Did you get hit hard where you are? Just some wind, rain? I don't know. So, by the way, I also wanted to mention that there was a really great long video today on the Creator Insider channel with Renee Ritchie, and talking with TK, who is basically the lead guy, the head guy for YouTube and monetization and whatnot. And they had a great convo about, monetization, all the different ways that they're helping, whether that's through the new fan funding things, whether it's through gifts and gems and jewels and vertical live streams, whether it's, how you choose to do it with memberships or all kinds of stuff like that. And it's definitely worth a listen. And I think it's really cool that they had like a long form video like that to go so much in depth and with so much transparency. And they talk about, the 3 million channels that are inside the YouTube Partner Program now, $17 billion they've given out since 2007 when they first initiated this whole rollout of ad sharing, and the different splits when it comes to the different types of. So I am encouraged / excited for a lot of the stuff that we're seeing and the efforts that they're making. It's an easy, we didn't get hit. Oh, excellent. You bought a motorhome sight unseen, and you're driving it solo, not only from Michigan to Southern Illinois, but then from Illinois to Texas. Wow, I feel like we need a... That's some major stuff right there. That is major to be like, I can do this. I'm a self-sufficient person. I can like buy this thing. I can drive it. I'm going to figure it out if anything happens. Like, that is, you're kind of a badass. So way to go. Way to go. So anything in particular that y'all want to chat about? If not, there is a Seahawks game going on. They're playing against the 49ers. It's a big deal. So currently my channel income is 75% ad revenue and 25% Amazon affiliate sales. Yeah. I feel like it's interesting because we remember when I used to do like the monthly revenue report. You guys have seen like I'm barely scratching $100 when it comes to YouTube AdSense in a month. Which is just crazy if you really think about it. And I know that it's fully because I'm not making long form videos. I'm not, well, I mean, there's that. I'm not making long form videos for them to be able to put ads on. And that Amazon was a higher significant chunk than YouTube ever was in my monthly type thing. And I guess while you're here, is there a particular video or subject matter that you'd really like me to do a video on? I am still planning on doing one about the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I am still planning to do a little bit of video on camera settings and whatnot and using your iPhone for making content. I've been thinking about doing a series about I saw this cool thing on TikTok or YouTube. How could we recreate that using like CapCut or something, or InShot or something on my phone? I thought that might be kind of a fun thing, and do some mobile first video creation and editing type of tutorials. It would still be kind of in my wheelhouse, but talking about applying it towards YouTube shorts or whatnot, especially now that we can have like the YouTube shorts that are 3 minutes, like you'll have a little bit of time to do some fun stuff. So I think that would be kind of fun to talk about. But if there's some specific subject in mind that you would love to talk about, I would love to chat about that too. So I enjoy just learning from the people that have been on YouTube for so many years. I still consider myself a newbie. You know what? I still consider myself a newbie. Always. I feel like every day I'm always learning and growing and all the things, right? And even when you think you know something, I had a coaching call this week with someone, like a consultation, and I was like, oh, this should be easy enough. I've made videos on this. We can totally do this. It took us a while to be able to figure out the root cause of the issue and how to do what we were trying to accomplish. And I'm like, oh my gosh, and I know this. You know, I should be able to do this faster. But I let that be a lesson too also, because when you need to go back and reference, it's nice if you learn something, make a video on it, even if you leave it as private or unlisted on your channel. Be like, how did I do this thing? Because it may be helpful to you one day to come back and see it again. More about community building. Yes, absolutely. Understood. Okay. Well, if nobody else has anything, if you have other comments, questions, concerns, video ideas, drop them as a comment on this video, and I would love to make that video for you, okay? Hope you all have always the newbie, especially when it comes to tech. I finally figure out something, and then something new comes along. Oh, exactly, precisely. Even though the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 has been out for a year, I'm like, it's new to me because it's new to me. You know what I mean? Even though I've watched those tutorials and the comparisons, it's still new to me because it's the first time in my hand. So I know exactly what you mean. Like, it's new because it's new. Absolutely. Okay, with that, we're going to go watch some football. I thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I appreciate every single one of you. I encourage you to try something that maybe you've been putting off or something that makes you scared, and you might be pleasantly surprised by the outcome of it. And I just want to encourage you to try. And I hope that you have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you in a video very soon. Bye, y'all.